Good morning, YTPC. Smoking Fred coming at you here. It's a rainy Tuesday morning. Here in NC, we got some remnants of a tropical system coming through. I don't think it was named, but I apologize for the noise in the background. All the cars going by and rainy roads, but it is what it is. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Got some flannel coffee in this Missouri Meerschaum. I'm not even sure what model it is, but it's got a vulcanite stem, and by far this is my favorite cob. It's just very comfortable, very lightweight, and it smokes great. But doing a little recap of this past weekend. I think we got that pirate situation handled, at least for now. Sorry for that. Apparently I left my computer unlocked and a pirate took over. But I had a great time at the Richmond Pipe Show. I mostly wanted to go just to hang out with people. There was also a Sutliff 175th birthday celebration on Friday night, which was pretty awesome. There was a Battle of the Briar documentary that Adam Floyd, aka Get Piped, had put together. It was a pretty cool documentary, if you ask me. It's about an hour long. It will be released at some point to streaming platforms and YouTube, but he's holding off on that for now. But did a factory tour of the Sutliff factory. And then we had dinner at Havana 79 and smoked and joked with lots of people. But it was a really good time. And the actual pipe show was pretty cool. I didn't really take any pictures of the show. The tractor museum was pretty awesome. I didn't take any videos or pictures of that too, but if you're ever in the Richmond area or south of Richmond, probably a good idea to go check out the Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum. They've got some amazing vehicles in there. And the restaurant that's attached to it is pretty good too. But hung out with quite a few fellow YTPC members, and I'm probably going to forget some people, but Blake's Pipes, Greg the Tunnel Take, Curmudgeon Piper, Parsimonious Piper. I know there's a couple more too, but I'm drawing a blank, and I apologize, gentlemen, but you know who you are. We had a blast. Had a good time smoking and joking. I'll post a picture of the table we had. Everybody put a little bit of tobacco on the table for people to try. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but if y'all haven't been to a pipe show, I highly recommend trying to get to one. The people there are fantastic. Everyone's watching out for everybody else. You know, everybody wants everyone to have a good time. It's some of the most honest people you will ever find. And people who you can have a conversation about anything. And the people tend to be level-headed and will sit there and listen to whatever BS you want to spew. They might tell you you're crazy when you're done, or that you're stupid or something like that, but typically they're going to offer an opposing viewpoint if they don't agree, but they're not going to pack up all their toys and go home, so to speak. Tend to be a bit, like I said, level-headed and able to think about things as they're toking on their pipe. Now, maybe when they don't have their pipe in their hand, they won't be so level-headed. I don't know. But anyway, it was an awesome show. I was there Saturday and Sunday. I left Sunday about 1 in the afternoon. There wasn't too much going on Sunday. A lot of the vendors didn't show up and whatnot for even Sunday, but it was a good time. I did not buy any pipes, thank goodness. None of them jumped out at me because I've already got too many pipes in my collection. I know, I know. You can never have too many pipes, but I've got pipes that I still haven't smoked yet. I haven't smoked two of the ones I picked up in Columbus back in early August. Just haven't felt the right occasion for it, and those are some nice pipes. So I want to try to, have a good time and have a kind of a celebration time to smoke those. But even outside of that, I've got a handful of other pipes I haven't smoked. I've got some pipes to restore that need some major restoration work, and so I'm trying to hold off on that. But I'd pick up a handful of tins of tobacco. Entered the raffle, won a tin of the corpse tobacco in that, as well as a pretty sweet pipe carrying case. It's wooden and it's like red velvet line kind of thing. I'll post a picture of my wares here as I'm talking about them. Picked up a couple tins of McClellan tobacco for what I thought was a reasonable deal, and got some more Gentleman's Rum Vanilla and some Flannel Coffee, and found some Orlick Dark Strong Kentucky. It was a decent price. Picked up a couple of Cornell and Deal blends. We finally got some Horizons, as well as Golden Days of Yore from the Cornell and Deal table that was there. And they threw in a shirt. There's a big box that says filtered cigarettes or unfiltered cigarettes. I forget which, but it's actually just sulfur-free matches that I picked up. But by far the most exciting part of the show for me, personally, meeting the YouTubers and seeing some old friends, that was great. But by far the best thing is my wife bought her first 2 pipes. She is now officially a pipe smoker. Over the past couple of months, sometimes when I'm smoking something that piques her interest, she'll be like, "Oh, can I try a puff?" And she'll have a couple puffs of it. And on July 4th weekend, I was smoking some Gentleman's Rum Vanilla out of my Weeb radiator pipe. And she's like, "That smells really good. Can I have a puff?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So she had a puff. And she's like, "Can I have another? Can I have another?" She's like, "I'm going to smoke this whole bowl." I'm like, "Help yourself." I mean, truth be told, she didn't even touch half of it. But so she found a Ron's Freehand that she really liked. It's got a chemical blast finish on it. And then she also found a eagle claw with like an egg Meerschaum Churchwarden that caught her eye. So I'll try to grab a picture of each one of those and post that here as I'm talking about them. But that's exciting. She's smoked both pipes. She actually had 2 bowls in the Ron's Freehand and 1 bowl in the Meerschaum pipe. And I was kind of surprised when we were watching the Battle of the Briar. I had some a sample of Hogshead, which is Stowe, Virginia, and had a Meerschaum pipe, and my wife kept asking for more. I mean, in the past, she's typically just smoked some aromatics that smelled good, but she was going after a straight Virginia that had some good flavors in it. And I was just like, damn. Oh, sorry about kicking that thing. Keep kicking my tripod. But yeah, and then Saturday night we were outside the hotel smoking and joking with a bunch of people, and she came over and when she fired up the Meerschaum. She bought the Meerschaum from Dave Shane at the Pipery. He does an awesome free pipe project for soldiers. It focuses on soldiers that are abroad, and if there's a soldier, a platoon, or group of soldiers that are interested in getting into pipes. Ideally, it's if there's someone else in the company that smokes a pipe that can teach the rest of them. But say there's 5 guys in the platoon that are interested, Dave will put in 5 briar pipes, typically estates that have been restored, as well as 5 corn cobs. So everyone gets a briar pipe and a corn cob pipe, and then he'll throw in some tobacco. Enough for a couple of months, like 6 months to a year, depending on how often they smoke, to get them a free pipe and lighters and check tools and stuff like that. He also developed the pocket jar, which is a little, it's a mini mason jar that you can easily stick in your pocket. There's regular and max. It'll hold, the regular one will probably hold about 3 to 5 bowls, depending on how tight you pack it. And the big one will hold a bit more than that, like twice as much, and it's got a standard mason jar lid. The first generation were 3D printed. Now he does them plastic injection molded. But it's a good thing, and he just recently released the cigar jar, which is just a taller version of the pocket jar, where you can store a handful of sticks, probably between, like, I don't know, 5 to 10, depending on what size they are. I mean, if you've got some mini Toscanos, it'll hold a lot of those. But if you're, if you got some, whatever, 52 ring gauge or 60 ring gauge Churchills, it's probably only going to hold 3 of those. But the idea is to protect them in a easy case. You take them out for the day, you go into the golf course or whatever, you can toss them in your golf bag and they're not going to get destroyed. So it's kind of a neat idea. And I suppose you could also pack like 8 ounces of pipe tobacco in the cigar jar and have that with you as well. So, but Dave does some good stuff. But anyway, I would say sorry for my rambling, but I'm not. That's just how my videos are, and y'all should expect that by now. But anyway, Dave was over at the hotel, and he offered my wife some McCranny's Red Flake from 1983, which, oh my gosh, that stuff smelled so good in the tin. And the best part about it is 83 is my wife's birth year, so she felt it was kind of special. And she really enjoyed smoking that. I mean, you hear people talk about some of the McClellan tobaccos and the Virginias that smelled kind of like ketchup vinegar, and they're not wrong. They are not wrong. They have kind of like a ketchup Worcestershire sauce, vinegary smell to them. They also have some awesome dark fruit notes, the raisins, the plums, and whatnot, and a hint of citrus and whatnot. But they are just, the flavors are so intense on some of those that have been aged that long. So she got to enjoy some of that by the campfire while we were smoking and joking with the guys. It was a blast. But got to connect with some new people that I hadn't even heard of. Might have watched a video here and there, but haven't really paid too much attention to, but developed some good bonds with and whatnot, and found out a couple people that I've hung out with and chatted with on here. I didn't realize how close I lived to them. Like Greg the Tunnel Take, he's maybe about an hour from me, and Parsimonious Piper's like 25-30 minutes from me. So we definitely need to get together sometime and hang out at one of the local places and enjoy some fine tobacco. Or in the case of Greg, some tobacco that doesn't smell like tobacco. That's kind of what he likes. He loves the aromatics. Well, hey Greg, you smoke what you like, man. You know what you like, and enjoy that. I'm kind of surprised. I saw the video where you enjoyed some Frog on the Log before the show with Wild Bill, and I forget who the other gentleman you were with. I apologize, but I was watching that video the other night, and I was kind of surprised you actually liked that, because I know many times you smelled them at the show and said, I know I'm going to like this because I don't smell any tobacco. But the biggest reason I went to the show was just to hang out with people. My third show ever, third show this year too. I went to Muletown and Columbus as well as Richmond. I was mostly looking forward to hanging out with people. I also hang out a good bit on the Discord server for Get Piped, and there are quite a few people there that I met for the first time. Also saw some people that I knew there, but it's just the pipe community is awesome. And one of the guys I met, he shared some Christmas cheer McClellan with me at the at Havana 59. He's just like, "Oh, here you go," pulled out a jar of it and like, "Help yourself," it's. I mean, I do the same thing. I've got some blends that people might not have picked up, small batches and stuff that I'll bring along with some of my favorites, and also I had brought along some. Picked up a jar of that. It's a very polarizing blend, and if anybody wanted to just try a bowl of it and see if they like it or not, they can. But the pipe community is so generous; everybody just wants to share. They're not like, "Oh, this is my stash. I'm not gonna touch it." Now you do have to watch out. I mean, at the show there were some people who were selling, tins of McClellan tobacco for 2 to 3 times what other people were selling it for. I saw an 8-ounce bag of Esoterica Penzance on sale for $500, and I'm just like, yeah, no. I mean, I love some Penzance. I have a jar of it. I probably got about an ounce left or so. It's great stuff, but it's not worth it in my opinion. I mean, yes, it's good and it's very unique, but I find that GLP's Gaslight is so close in taste that to me it's not worth trying to chase after tin bids or anywhere else trying to get some Penzance. If I see some at a retail store, I'll absolutely pick it up. But I am not going to go seek it out. If I see a 8-ounce bag for, I'd probably be on it for, $95 to $100 at most. But I know people can get a lot more because people go after it, and if you can get that, that's fine. That's the great thing about supply and demand. It's if you can get that for it, by all means, go for it. But yeah, it was a fun time. There was lots of pipes there, lots of good people, and it's just the best part of just meeting the folks and smoking and joking with them. And there was many more YouTubers that I heard and or saw briefly, but I didn't get a chance to sit down with. I was hoping to share a bowl with Idiots with Pipes. I've been enjoying their channel, and I saw them at one point, but I was busy with something and I could not find them after that. And I believe there was another gentleman that I saw or heard talking a couple times, but I didn't end up going over and introducing myself because I had good conversation going on with other folks. So, but if you decide to go to one, take a couple of tins of tobacco of some stuff that you really enjoy or rare stuff, and be willing to share. And also, some of y'all can probably see where this is going. This is also going to be a VR to Life with a Pipe. Congrats on your 100 subs. I know I just crossed over that, and I've gone a little bit above that recently. And he asked the question, how is your life better with a pipe? And I mean, most of this video has been why my life has been better with a pipe. And I've only been smoking a pipe for about 2.5 years. I've smoked cigars for about 2 decades before that. But with cigars, I never connected with any community members or anything like that. Never, Facebook groups or anything. Granted, Facebook groups weren't a thing back when I first started with the pipe or with the cigar. But um, the the pipe, it requires a bit more of a learning curve. There's something very ritualistic about it. You got to pick your tobacco, pick your pipe, assuming you have more than one tobacco and more than one pipe. Um, Pull out your tobacco, pack your pipe, potentially dry your tobacco before you pack your pipe if it's kind of a moist one. Lighting your pipe, drawing on it, and tamping it. There's just many art forms there. And the first pipe that I smoked 2.5 years ago, Sutliff rum and maple. It was an estate briar pipe that is shaped like a buffalo head. Decent smoker, but I watched a couple videos on how to smoke a pipe by Mutton Chop Piper. If you haven't checked out his channel, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but he's got some great tutorials. I don't plan on doing tutorial videos because I'm just going to say, go look at Mutton Chop. He's done it all and not much has changed. So, but, I loved his videos because he takes the care to explain it and he doesn't do it condescendingly and whatnot. He wants you to learn. And, but from the first bowl, I was hooked. And I still do have quite a few cigars in my humidor, but I've smoked like, I want to say 5 cigars in 2.5 years. Now, I wasn't a daily cigar smoker because they are a bit pricey, but I'd have a cigar every 2 months or so. And now it's like every 6-8 months, if that. So, but the pipe, it caused me to slow down, especially early on. I would say probably for the first year and a half until I kind of learned the cadence and the methodologies and different techniques at work. You got your breathe method. You can just inhale it. You got some retrohales to do and kind of coming up with something that works. And I've gotten to a point where, for the most part, I can keep my pipe lit even when I'm talking, just like right now, talking to y'all, and keeping an eye on tamping it. And watch, it's gonna go out here in like 3 puffs now that I just tamped it, and I was talking about keeping it lit. But I'd say for the first year, I didn't want to smoke a pipe when I was around anybody because I'd start talking and the thing goes out. But learning how to light it and get a good cherry, but not burn your tongue, like find that fine line and different techniques to keep from burning your tongue and whatnot. I mean, you don't really have to worry about that with cigars. You take a torch lighter, you cut it, you toast the foot, and then you light it, and it'll stay lit for a good 5 to 10 minutes while you're talking. You can kind of set it down, whereas a pipe, it ain't that forgiving. But I think in my first bowl I was a little frustrated about how many times I had to relight. But at the end of the bowl, I was happy. I really enjoyed the tobacco. And I did at one point try to freight train it, and I felt my tongue getting burned, so I slowed down. And I don't care if I relight a pipe, even a pipe this small, 30 times. Doesn't bother me. I think I've had 4 what I would call Zen smokes, where I just had the charring light and then the regular light and smoked it to the bottom of the bowl. But I don't care if I have those. I enjoy the tobacco, the variety in the tobacco, and I have Like I said, I have too many pipes. What the number is right now, I'm not sure. I haven't done a count since I got back from my summer home, and my other acquisitions that I made in Columbus and whatnot. But and I'm heading to the beach later today, so it ain't going to happen anytime soon. But I'm somewhere in the 150 to 200 range, something in there, I think. But honestly, if you got between, I would say if you have at least three pipes, that's all you need. Go pick up a couple of pipes, pick up a cob, pick up a Rossi, pick up a Bones. For $100, you can have three pipes. And then, get a cheap check tool for $1 or two. Get a clipper lighter, which also doubles as a tamper. Those are about $1 a piece, or a cheap Scripto or Bic. I like the ones that, if I get those, the ones that have the little extension. They're not quite on a full-on candle lighter, but they got a little bit more, so your fingers a little. You don't have to. I hate using a Bic where you're trying to flick it, and I tend to burn my thumb trying to get it to light. But it's like a mini candle lighter, and they're refillable. There's a couple bucks. But you can get into smoking pipe for, 120 bucks and have three pipes. Go pick up some tobacco, and if you're smoking some, 1Q or some other sort of bulk blends, it comes out to be roughly 25 to 50 cents a bowl. For me, it lasts me a good hour. Whereas, a nice cigar stick is going to last me an hour, but I'm going to be smoking something that even here in North Carolina is going to run me about 7 to 12 bucks. But I love the flavor variety in pipes and the tobacco you can get. And not only do I have a little bit of the PAD, the pipe acquisition disorder, I have tobacco acquisition disorder. And I have roughly 100 jars open right now. Jars, tins, etc. I'm trying to get through some of them. But I do love the variety, and smoking a pipe, I'm hoping that I don't have any health issues that cause me to have to put it down anytime in the near future. Last spring, I had to have a tooth pulled because I cracked a crown, and I went 3 weeks without smoking a pipe at the dentist's recommendation to make sure I didn't get a dry socket. But I had no withdrawal issues or anything. I wasn't like super fidgety or anything like that. It was just I just didn't smoke a pipe. I have plenty of fun on the Discord and Facebook server, living vicariously through other people. But I love the variety in it, and there's been days when I'm like, I don't feel like I have time for a pipe because I'm so stressed, and my wife will look at me and say, "You need to go take time and go have a pipe." And I'll grab one of my smaller pipes and just do a light pack in it and go spend half hour, 40 minutes, and clear my thoughts, read a book, listen to a podcast, and when I get done, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's what I needed. So, and the beard note, mustache note is also a plus. After you get done smoking your pipe and smell that smoke smell in there. I absolutely love that. My wife loves the smell of most pipe tobaccos. Some of the Balkan blends, she's not a big fan of the room note, and some of the Virginias, the charring light, she doesn't really like too much. But I smoke outdoors, so generally it's not an issue with her smelling it. But yeah, I'm hoping I can enjoy my pipes, for many more years. and hopefully not have any health issues. I mean, I know there are health risks involved with it, but I personally feel that the benefits I get from my mental health far outweigh the risks of oral health. I did tons of research on cigars, and I continue to do research on pipes, as well, to see what new discoveries have been found. And I dislike that the government is so anti-tobacco, but it is what it is. They have an agenda, and I enjoy chatting with other people about it, and having an open discussion. And in the past year, I have converted 3 people to be pipe smokers. I mean, they're very occasional pipe smokers, but they do have pipes and tobacco and enjoy them from time to time. My wife being one of them. My sister, who lives in Syracuse, one of our coworkers, and then also um, another friend of mine that I know here locally. And I've got 1 or 2 more that I'm kind of working on that are cigar smokers that I probably ought to just, gift them a briar and a corn cob and a couple samples and say, here, try it out and see what you think. But yeah, my life, I feel, is a lot better with the pipe. Um, the biggest thing is it forces me to slow down. But the pipe community is also amazing, and I never thought I'd be a YouTuber. And here I've got 100 people who subscribe to me, and I get decent comment engagement, and I'm baffled. I'm humbled, and I'm honored that y'all want to sit here and listen to me ramble on for 30, 40 minutes, whatever this video's gone on to. But you know, meeting some of the folks in the YTPC, even if it's just watching your videos, I mean, I never would have thought that I'd look forward to seeing a video of a guy smoking a pipe in South Africa. Anybody who's been on the YTPC for more than 5 minutes, I'm sure you know I'm talking about Smoking Saeed. He's an amazingly upbeat person, almost the first to comment on every video I post. I don't know how he finds the time to watch everybody's videos, but he's a good dude, always positive, post some good content and whatnot. But we're at Saturday night, after we were walking back into our hotel from hanging out with smoking pipes, smoking and joking with everybody, my wife looked at me and said, if you would have told me 6 months ago that I was going to be at a pipe convention and own 2 pipes and had smoked 2 bowls from those pipes, I would have been like, there's no possible way that I could get there from where I'm at. And it's just funny how, life, it happens. You don't realize how you got from point A to point B, but there's a lot of little events in between that can change, your perspective on things. And so it's just, you never know where life's going to take you. So, but the YTPC, absolutely love y'all. Every now and again, there's some drama going on. Drama it up, y'all. I ain't going to get involved. I don't care. You want to parody me, spoof me, get some of these awesome shades and a flat cap or a hat and whatever and poke fun at me, I'll probably laugh right along with y'all. Impersonation is the highest form of flattery. But, yeah, I think that's enough rambling for today. wrap this up. Do a little editing on here, throw in a couple of pictures, and get this thing posted sometime this afternoon. And by the time y'all are watching it, I'll probably be heading out to the beach, out in the ocean, and hang out there for a couple of days with some friends. So, not sure how much pipe smoking I'll get in because our place we rented, I wasn't the one who rented it, but they say absolutely no smoking on the premises. And since I'm not the one on it, I'm going to definitely honor that. Might be going out and doing a little lunting or something like that and enjoy a pipe, but I'll get some in. But just won't be as relaxing and just like right on the property as I'd hoped it would be. But I want to be respectful of other people and their property and their wishes. So, and as always, I want to encourage y'all to be a better person today than you were yesterday, and to be a better person tomorrow than you were today. Smoking Fred, out.